So, after the end of day three of the one-off women's test between India and South Africa, it is firmly advantage India at this point in time because 603 India already had laid the initiative, but Sneh Rana's record 8 wickets and enforcing the follow-on has meant India now are just 3 sessions away from securing a famous win versus South Africa in Chennai. Sneh Rana, the day belonged to her with her magnificent
Eight
8 for
wickets.
77 in 25.3 overs. And consider this milestone. She's only the third individual, the third women's bowler in history to take 8 wickets. It was a fantastic display from her. And she joins Neetu David of India
And
and
Ashley
Ash
Gardner.
Gardner. Yes, Ash Gardner took 8 wickets in the women's Ashes Test match. So she's the second Indian. Neetu David took 8 for 53 against England in 1995. She was the first individual to do it. Now, about nearly 29 years later, what is it with 29 and milestones? 29 years later, Sneh Rana has taken 8 wickets.
I think, what this test match has gone on to show is that the first session might just be very tricky because as the game is progressing, you look at what happened on day three here. South Africa collapsed to 266 after being in a very good position earlier on day two. But then, once India asked them to enforce the follow on, they once again gotten off to a brilliant start, have lost just a couple of wickets and are 232 for 2, scoring at a very good pace. They're just 105 runs behind, but then once again, the highlight of the day was Sneh Rana's record breaking performance, which goes on to show that obviously the Chepauk pitch, which usually offers a lot of turn for the spinners, I think there isn't much turn. That's what I think Sneh Rana also said in the post-day presentation. Just have to pitch in those right areas and get that odd ball turning.
Yeah, but if you look at it, just before the day closed, South Africa would be ruining the fact that yes, they lost Sunil because she made
Yes.
109. Laura Woolward, the captain, is leading from the front with 93, and she's still there at this point in time with Marizan Kaap. Now, Woolwart and Kaap are one of the two best batters in the South Africa team at this point in time. That's why they will have to hold it out because 105 more runs. First session is going to be the key because it's day 4 in Chepauk, and that's when you will see plenty of turn also on offer. You saw the one delivery that Harmanpreet Kaur bowled. That one delivery pitched on the good length area and it just skidded through and it knocked out Suneli's defense. And that's why it is a huge, huge blow for South Africa just towards the fag end. But then if you look at what is the current situation now, 105 versus 8 wickets.
98 overs left, and it's going to be the last day of the test. First session, as we said, is going to be critical, just like it was on day three. Can India force another collapse, or will there be South Africa's continuation of their fight back?
I think, see, the best part about it is South Africa at least will want to ensure that they survive 2 sessions. Because if they do, and if they have wiped out the deficit by that point in time, I think then they will want to push for a target. Maybe a final session target of 100 plus might be very difficult, but already the pitch is taking turn. You saw Sneh Rana, how she was putting in the revs. You saw Harmanpreet Kaur, one delivery that shot through low, and that's why the uneven bounce, the pitch is starting to give turn now, and that is why this seems to be a very, very uphill. It'll be a Herculean effort if South Africa can manage to survive even one session at this point.
But
So,
then there aren't any, demons in this pitch. It is still a good pitch to bat on. South Africa have shown it earlier in the first innings. They are doing it again. I think it's just the first session, which basically, brings me back to that Indore pitch of the 2017-2018 Ranji final. The first
Oh,
session was
yes.
always critical.
it was, and I think it was Rajneesh Gurbani who took a hat trick in that first session.
Yes,
If
and
I'm not
even Navdeep
mistaken.
Saini also delivered some crucial spells for Delhi.
So, this particular first session tomorrow will decide the test match. It was mostly heavily tilted in the India women's team favor, and looking at it, they are continuing their form. I mean, look at they've beaten England, they've beaten Australia. Now they are on the cusp of beating South Africa as well. So that is
And
why
it's going to be their first win against South Africa in Test match cricket
after 10 years.
in 10 years.
Yeah, so jinxes, decade-long jinxes and pain are coming to an end if you look at this particular month. So tomorrow, July, start of a new month, but already we have seen it's been a glorious June. You've seen the India women's team dominate in the 3 ODIs. You've seen them dominate even in the one-off test match, 603. Records galore. I mean, if you look at it, Already you have got 3 records that is there.
600 plus total, which is the record in a women's test. Then obviously, Shefali Verma got that double hundred.
Fastest ever.
Yes.
And Sneh Rana becoming only the third bowler and the second Indian to take 8 wickets. Truly a remarkable feat. So Sneh Rana, hats off to her wonderful performance. India closing in on an epic win, and let's see if they can finish it off on day 1 tomorrow. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today and tap that bell icon so that when we go live. And don't forget to download the Sports mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. Bye bye.